I casually mentioned in my last video that I thought Pokemon was a happy game. Well, I was a bit infected by the sauce at the particular moment, so I'm not sure what I was thinking. Pokemon may appear to be a happy game made for children and people like this, and apparently this, but if I'm going to be completely honest here, Pokemon is the exact opposite from happy.
Before I go into some of the games, let's briefly look at the TV show. To sum it up, this show is about a world where 10-year-old boys leave their homes all by themselves to beat up little animals, stuff them into balls, train them to fight so they can turn into slightly bigger and more powerful little animals so that they can go beat up other people's little animals in various horribly painful ways. Basically, this show is about animal fighting. You know, dog fighting, cockfighting, etc. Now I see the counter-argument that some of my more logical viewers might come up with. The Pokemon want to fight for their trainers. They love them. Well, I have a counter-theory, and keep in mind it's only a theory, but hear me out. I think there's something in the Pokeball, some kind of Pokémon-jigger, and it changes the mindset of the Pokemon, of course against their will. Just look at Caterpie. Before Ash caught him, he didn't want to join his group. He was perfectly happy being a wild Caterpie with all the Caterpie-like benefits that come with it. Like, whatever they do. But the moment Ash caught him, he became all lovey-dovey. What with the sudden change of mindset? It's the Pokémon-jigger, I'm telling you.
But enough about theories, let's get into some cold, hard facts here. You kill Pokemon. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
You heard me right. If you play Pokemon, you've slaughtered innocent animals. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not some kind of crazy animal rights activist or something, but I certainly don't approve of teaching little children to roam around in tall grass and burn birds and rats to death. Okay, we all know that Pokemon don't die in battles, they faint. If you're battling some kid and you beat the living crap out of his Rattata, he can just take it to the Pokemon Center and get him healed up. Brutal? Yeah, you're still forcing animals to fight each other, but at least they're not being killed. But the animals you fight in the wild? They're not so lucky. Who's gonna take them to the Pokemon Center? Your character certainly doesn't. So what's stopping them from simply bleeding to death out in the wild after you slaughter them? Nothing, that's what.
But it's not just the handheld games. There's another Pokemon game that you're all probably familiar with, but I'd like to give you a new perspective.
That's right, Pokemon Snap. This game starts off with an innocent photographer armed with nothing but his camera and his adventurous spirit. But he becomes corrupted by this man, the lovable Professor Oak. Press A to do it? Do what?
I'm not wearing pants.
Oh. Other than being an old perv, once you take enough photos for his Pokemon album, you get a special item. A bunch of apples.
Wonderful.
But you don't just use them as Pokemon food. You're encouraged to hurt the Pokemon with them in various ways, and you're given extra points if you do. For example, if you throw an apple at one of these poor unsuspecting Electrode, you force them to blow up. Dead. There's no Nurse Joy out here to save this guy. And of course, a dead Electrode picture is worth more than an alive one. And before you go thinking that killing Electrode is just some optional thing I came up with, you have to kill an Electrode in order to pass through the next course. Take this Pikachu. Just having some fun. I couldn't possibly hurt him from over here. Bam! Ha! Here's a Charmeleon. Just playing around, having a grand old time. Oops, I killed him. And yes, I know he's a fire Pokemon, but I've seen the show and I've played the games. If fire hurts fire Pokemon, if he's pushed into a pit of lava, he's dead. Oh, and that Charizard that comes out, pure coincidence. But the apples aren't all that Oak gives you. He has another special item for you. Pester Balls. Balls that release a noxious, also known as poisonous, Pokemon repellent that can knock out or stun Pokemon. Really? He's giving me a poisonous ball to throw at Pokemon? And for what? To take better pictures? I think Dr. Wily and Dr. Robotnik have a new drinking pal. When you first turn on the game, our precious photographer, What's-His-Face, nearly fulfilled his dream of snapping a photo of Mew. After hanging out with Professor Oak for 2 hours, what does he do when he gets a second chance at it? He throws a bunch of Pester Balls at him. Yeah, that's what you should do. Find the world's rarest Pokemon and throw a bunch of poison-filled balls at his face. Brilliant. And after all that, you give him a picture of Mew and he doesn't even seem all that excited about it. Snap a picture of the rarest Pokemon ever? Nah, too far away. 2,710 points. Throw an apple at a Magmar? 5,700 points. Awesome.
Well, that's about all I have for Pokemon for now. But after playing all that Pokemon Snap, I kind of feel like going out and taking some of my own pictures. So I think I'm going to catch you guys later.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, I'd really appreciate it if you click that little like button. It helps me out quite a bit, and if you do, I will love you forever. But if you don't want to, I guess I'll still love you anyways. Also, you can click here to watch the video that I did last time, the top 10 games to play when you're depressed. That was a fun video, so click right here if you want to watch it. Also, check out my Facebook page and my Twitter page for exclusive updates, announcements, little videos, and stuff like that. You know, it's fun times for everybody. What else? You know what? That's all. Magic Machine.